I know it feels like I'm addressing this twice, but I just needed to do so. So to these comments, I completely agree that abuse is not an African-only issue. Emotional abuse exists everywhere, across cultures, races, religions, and continents. I've never believed or said otherwise. Abuse is a human issue. I also want to clarify something important. I'm not speaking from a place of personal abuse or from a need to heal my own wounds. No. I grew up in a loving home with caring parents and amazing siblings. My voice here is not driven by personal pain, but by observation, empathy, and responsibility. Speaking as someone who has listened to many stories that often goes unheard. My choice to focus on African homes comes from responsibility, not accusation. We can only speak deeply about what we know, what we have lived around, and what we have observed closely. For many of us, emotional pain within African families has often been ignored, minimized, or pushed aside in the name of culture, respect, endurance, or family unity. That silence is what I am addressing. When something is universal, it does not mean every community experiences it in the same way or talk about it with the same freedom. In many African societies, emotional abuse is rarely named because it doesn't fit the traditional image of abuse. If there are no bruises, people are told to endure. If it comes from a parent, an elder, or a spouse, people are told to keep quiet. That cultural layer makes the pain harder to acknowledge and harder to heal. So yes, abuse is global, but the way it is normalized, silenced, or justified can be deeply cultural. My intention is not to single out Africa as bad, but to speak into a space that has often been overlooked. We cannot heal what we refuse to name. Addressing emotional manipulation in African homes is not denying its existence elsewhere. It is simply choosing to shine light where silence has been protected by tradition. Speaking generally is important, but speaking specifically is how change begins. This is not about blaming parents, cultures, or generations. It is about understanding context, breaking harmful circles, and creating healthier emotional environments while still honoring our values. We can love our roots and still choose to do better. Healing is personal, yes, but conversations like this are collective. And sometimes healing begins when someone finally says out loud what many have been taught to suppress. So, this isn't just personal, it's collective, and that's why we have to put a voice out there. Thank you for your comments.